All right, so welcome. I am so completely excited. Just hello, hello. Oh my God, everyone tell me where you're from. I always love, and even drop new coach or coach ready to up level. Colorado. Oh my goodness. I want to get to Colorado, and truth be told, I've never been there. New coach. All right, awesome. Minnesota, Chicago, Houston, Long Beach. Went to University of Southern California for a little, and I've been to Long Beach, Seattle. My sister lives there. North Carolina, Georgia, Jacksonville, hello. Florida in the house. Alabama, hello. All right, guys, I am so completely excited and pumped. Many people know that I say that all the time because I was a health coach, and that beginning stages, drop a one if you agree, I was like, what do you mean list building? How do I get clients? And I was overwhelmed and I was scared and I wanted to support us. I didn't want to go back to my corporate job, even though I loved it. I was in commercial real estate, but I knew that I had gone through a lot of health issues. Just a little about me, and before we start, is I decided to attend the Institute for Integrative Nutrition after saying to myself, oh my goodness, why the heck were my babies born with like so many issues, gut issues, adrenal, thyroid, and heavy metals and all the stuff that I had passed down to them. And so a huge motivation for me was to help other women, moms like myself, try to navigate this path of autoimmune. That may not be your story, but your story, I guarantee you, even if you don't believe that it is like one of those, oh my goodness stories, somebody else is experiencing that. And so my big drive when I became a coach and left my commercial real estate brokerage was to educate and empower and to help people realize that there wasn't this like one path, this dogmatic approach to health and wellness. And I believe, sad to say, that's where we are today, is that we think people are by the book and we think everyone's the same, and we're not. And so that was my huge motivation. And the path of Rachel's Wellness, which was my business, took me in many different directions. But the most important was I wanted to help people who were struggling like myself, didn't know where to look, didn't know where to find the different information, to not feel alone and disempowered. So if you are like me, drop a 2. If you are run by your passion and you have no idea where you're going to start, the second layer of that story, and then we'll get right into it, is at the time that I graduated the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, I then did 4 different detox schools after, but at the time that I graduated, I was like, oh my goodness, I am going to be in Philly and I'm going to have all these workshops and I know everyone. And so list building didn't feel scary. I mean, and even if you are like me, where maybe you were at a job where, of course, you were involved in making spreadsheets and all that, it didn't help in defining like digital marketing, because even 9 years ago when I started my business, it was a different time. I don't even think I didn't have a website even for my commercial real estate. I was the walking business card. So I want you to think back about like really what motivates you, because the second layer of this story is my husband. We had a very profitable business that depended on the economy being really healthy. And when it crashed, our business crashed as well. And we lost everything except we owned our house. And I want to not save you the in-between story, but I had a decision to make. And it's a very pivotal one that I talk about when I teach or when I'm teaching at Hippocrates or in my membership or any area. I knew that I had gone through health issues, a myriad of them, from asthma, life support, ulcerative colitis, Lyme, all that fun stuff. And also like just not accepting myself, living in that perfection, binge eating out of stress, all the stuff that our clients go through as well, because we're human. I knew that I had gone through this for a reason and I was meant to do this. And when my husband said to me, well, how are you going to, support us? I said, I have no idea, but I'm going to figure out a way. And so the goal for tonight is, one, yes, if you've downloaded the free course that we gave with this, awesome, you're doing your work. And if you have not, tonight what I'm going to do is share with you some really simple strategies, especially in this day and age where paid ads are just not the same. And if you're like me, drop a 3 or raise your hand or drop a comment wherever you're seeing this. I didn't come to this business with money. This wasn't a side hustle for fun. I am like many of you that can't afford a team, paid ads. I had to figure out how to use free tools. And that was actually how I got onto EO Fire with John Lee Dumas, because I pitched and said, hey, this is how I started my business. So I want to take you step by step. Bear with me as I put on my glasses so I can see. I want to take you step by step through looking at how you can list build. And please do not fall prey. I know it's really, we all feel like, how am I going to get the ideal client? How am I going to attract this person? And if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. I will be answering every question. Even if you say, hey, Rach, you know what? I want you to tell me exactly how you built your business. I won't answer it tonight, 100%. And if you have any question, if you have any comments and you just want to, drop the love, feel free to. All right, so we're going to talk about list building like a boss, because when we come into this business, we don't foresee needing to list build and needing to understand digital marketing or even understand the ebb and flow of the digital market. So some of you work offline, drop offline in the comments. Some of you work online, and some of you doing a combo of both, which is actually what I did. The other thing that I want you to really think about is, what is your strategy for summer? And not just summer, but I want you to think about the times in the digital market where we have dips, or where people are spending money on holiday gifts, vacations, their kids going back to school. These are the times that I always say it's really important to have these co-collaborations or to work with brick and mortar. I mean, the gyms, the karate studios, the moms groups that I did were a game changer for me, because that was what referrals. So if you're having any hearing problems, please let me know and I'll be sure to address it. But if you're fine, awesome. So I want to just talk about a 3-step strategy, because in this world of list building and ClickFunnels and lead pages and all these different places that we think we need to have to list build strategically, it's important, of course, for you to have a strategy, but don't get caught up in the tech, please. Because when you do, what also happens is this: you have an enormous overhead. So what I want to teach you is exactly what I did in Rachel's Wellness. I want to teach you like my 3-step strategy for creating opt-in freebies, the right format, free list building methods, and also again, show you what's new this summer. So please, if you have any questions, again, put them in the Q&A. List building strategy 101 is I want you to write this down and think about this right now. How many of you and how many times have you said, I want to work with people to help them balance? Raise your hand. No one will see you except me. Or I want to help people to feel better by eating plant-based. Or I want to help people feel more joy in their life. Or I want to help people to have more energy so they can live their best life. These are what I call very common, messages. Mind Body Green can do that. Food Matters can do that. Gabby Bernstein can do that because they or she have established themselves with a clear message. So crafting your list building is about, one, knowing your pain points of your ideal client. What is she or he experiencing? What is the pain? And not the solution, but the pain. Meaning, what are the symptoms? So always think, if I'm creating my list building strategy, what are the symptoms? Write them down even right now. 10 symptoms. And I will guarantee you this. They are across the board the same. Digestive issues, low sex drive, hair falling out, belly bump. This one that could be, now we know, high cortisol issues, a myriad of other issues, insulin resistance, eating foods that are inflaming you. But I want you to think symptoms: bad sleep, dry skin, all of these kind of symptom issues. Now I want you to take those symptoms and then say, from these symptoms, what solutions, what results would this person want? So when you're thinking about your list building, it isn't just like, I specialize in helping people to lose weight, so I'm only going to have weight loss opt-in freebies. Think about this, weight loss. What are some of and drop them in the comments. I love when we interact. What are some of the things that can hinder weight loss? Hormones. Thyroid. Thank you, Gwen. Stress, Candida. Yep, Mary Jo, you beat me to it. I have no time, so I'm binge eating and going through the McDonald's drive-thru. Sleep, inflammation, and not just motivation, but I'm not losing weight because I'm so stuck in this rigid, dogmatic, oh my God, I've got to do this one diet. I have to count my points. I have to do this. And so stress takes over. Cortisol levels, menopause, estrogen dominance, gut, sugar. I mean, all the things you want to say. Chris Kressler, Mark Hyman, Terry Walls, Mark Sisson, leaky gut. Perfect. Exactly. Overwork, long hours. And also just that feeling of like, oh my God, I got to treat myself. So I'm going to binge eat. So when you think about that, what do? We reverse engineer from that. So instead of just saying, I'm going to have a weight loss freebie, like 5, love that, lack of self-love, somebody's saying. Instead of just 5 ways to lose weight, it's like 5 ways to lose weight when you are an extremely busy mom and overwhelmed. 7 strategies to lose weight when you are addicted to fad diets. 3 strategies to lose weight when you have leaky gut. So again, you're making an assumption that somebody knows leaky gut, but what about the opt-in freebie for the person who doesn't? 5 reasons you could be losing weight even though you have the perfect diet. So you want to reverse engineer and take the very dogmatic belief and flip that around. So the beauty of list building is that it's not just the list builder, just like it's not the program or the course or your membership. It's the message that goes with that. So I always say you're thinking about connecting the dots. If your clients have digestive issues, what are the 10 possible problems that could be affecting their digestive health. And for the person with digestive issues, they might not even know it. They're what? They're looking for, could it be sugar? Could it be my thyroid, my metabolism, constipation? So you want to start messaging, and then your opt-in freebies and your list magnets are everything that leads people. So you want to start thinking about what? Their buyer avatar. How do they process the information best? And I want you to even think of yourself. What are your habits? Do you Google do you Google? Do you go to Pinterest? Do you go into a Facebook group? Where do you find your information? Do you go to YouTube? For me, YouTube. Videos were the saving grace in my business when I first started, because I looked at Fabian Fredrickson and Marie Forleo. Who knows those two people? And I said, these women are brilliant, because what they're doing is they're creating a video that's educational. They're taking that same video and they're using a blog to make it a vlog. So not only have you killed many birds with one stone, you're on YouTube with a video, you have a blog, you're able to share that in groups so you don't feel like weird when people say no promotion. You're sharing what we call healthy real estate, which is why we have the blog package. And if you bought the number 1, we have the number 2. Secondly, I also always look at list builders. These can be in different formats. So how do people process? Think about how you process. What do they need to see from you to build that trust factor? This was me 7 years ago. I actually pulled this down from Vitamin Shop. For those of you who work offline, if you are not doing workshops, and I have heard many people, no matter where it is, say to me things like, well, I live in a low income area, or I live in a small town. And yet when I push them, especially in our membership, I say, but everyone deserves and wants to get healthy. So I encourage you to what? Look at expos, vendors. I did PTA. I did anywhere that would allow me to talk. This is actually a Vitamin Shop, because what? I opened up the conversation to say, hey, I will do a vendor presentation table. And for anybody that signs up, they will get access to my 3-bundle opt-in freebie. Who doesn't love a deal? I love Marshalls. Marshall on the rack, Saks off the 5th. So when I thought about my list building strategy, I thought, what are these pillars of my business? It was detox, digestive health, and weight loss. And the only reason I added weight loss is because I started to see that people really were coming to me for that. So I would have been ridiculous not to include that, but I said weight loss done different, based on restoring your gut health, cleansing the lymphatic system, and learning what histamine reactions you're having based on the foods you're eating, because we all know what? One man's food is another man's poison. So I did offline. I always led people to sign up. You could, of course, now do it where you have an iPad and you sign people up right away and they get, boom, thank you for signing up for this list builder at this workshop. And that can be an automation. You also want to think about the pain, the solution in these different formats. So I love PDFs, and I also love PDFs combined with a video. I was classically known, even back in the day before we had all these different automation platforms, and it was, it was less overwhelming. I would say, here are my 7 steps for restoring gut health. And then I would have 3 videos leading after. So 3 emails. And at every one I would say, here, just hit reply if you want to talk to me. Hit reply if you want to find out the 5 different probiotics that I use and rotate. So see how I'm infusing information that is not anywhere in a book. It's my journey. Just like you want to think of your journey. 2, a video series. We all know Todd Herman, and if you don't, he's a great person to follow. James Wedmore, Jeff Walker. This is what we call the video series. The teaching. Teach 1, teach 2, teach 3. Very much how Russell Brunson teaches ClickFunnels. What is the problem, 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 solution, solution, solution. So problem 1, video. Problem 2, video. Problem 3, video. And that could lead to your one-on-one on each video page, or even if you're doing this in what we call more basic automation, MailChimp or Aweber. 2, this could lead to a high-end retreat. This could lead to a webinar, so that you're educating and then leading. Because how many of you feel that you send email automation or you sign up for something and it's not teaching you? So you lose what? You lose the trust factor, and you have to spend more energy. Checklists. I love this for the busy A-type personality. So I want you to, right now, even to think about, and we'll say 3 buyer avatars. You have more than that, but let's just say 3 types of people who are processing information from you or are coming to you. The A-type personality. I call her Jane. Then I have Jack. Jack is, he found out he's got, some health issues, and he is like many of my clients who I worked with who were CEOs, CFOs, traveling, busy. And Jack's like all in. He is ready, but he only will make that change when he found out there was a health issue. And he's the one that's like, oh my God, can you please kind of coordinate with my partner? How many of us know Jack? Can you coordinate with my partner, like what food or I need to have, and what sessions we need to have, or my assistant? And then you have Sally. Sally is the one who always says, I am so stupid, I don't even know what to do. But Sally's not. Sally just doesn't believe in herself. So when I think about a checklist, Jane would love a checklist. So would Jack's, significant partner. And Jack also, his significant partner, he or she would say, Jack, you are putting this in your briefcase. You are putting this on the wall of your office. I'm making sure your assistant, I'm sending you a screenshot. Right? But Sally would really love a PDF because she loves to download things. She's busy. She doesn't have a lot of time. She has 3 kids. She is the superwoman of her house, but yet she just downs herself all the time. When you create your freebies, it's not just putting something out and expecting for massive results. It's strategically thinking about the different types of people. Also, your list building strategy should always, at the end of any social media post, hey, if you struggled with 1, 2, 3, download this guide. If you're struggling with weight gain, here, join me for this free workshop on estrogen dominance or Hashimoto's. Or you can use the brand new freebies that we have on hormone health. One is the 3-day hormone, more based on a Sarah Gottfried approach, carbs, fiber, whereas the 5-day thyroid diet plan is more based on an Isabella Wentz. Why are you gaining weight? Because there's possibly Hashimoto's or some other autoimmune affecting thyroid disease. So that could be a free lead-in to what? The thyroid program, to the 6-month hormone, to the adrenal, to even the sugar, even the 60-day weight loss. When you think about your handouts, what handout from a workshop that you can use in 5 different ways? A masterclass, a free webinar leading to a paid program, or your one-on-one. You can also do them as a cooking series. So list building isn't always just free. You can have list building at low cost. You can have list building as a bundle. You can have list building as even a paid low-cost masterclass or workshop, online or offline. I always did giveaways. I would, people would reach out and say, hey, we're doing a giveaway. We know that you are the gut, and detox specialist. Do you want to offer something? So I would combine 5 freebies, which would allow me what? 5 emails of building trust. The key to conversion is the trust building. And that's where we've really abandoned in the last few years. And that's why I teach something different. Your funnel does not replace you. And that's why I always say the more that you can add a video, the more that you can engage, share your own story, your own experience, everything, you will be so much more successful and your conversions will increase. Even if you have a freebie and it's in a funnel, I double dog dare you, like the movie Christmas Story, to lead people to your one-on-one. Get them on the phone. Think of this. Is your time, and let me just get my calculator. Is your time worth is 30 minutes of your time worth making $100, $150, $300? What if you had your list builders leading to your one-on-one? I call this 10x your one-on-one. Because you get on the phone or you get on Zoom. How many of you, this is how you make the intimate online experience? Because you're talking with somebody. Anytime I've done a sales call ever, I'm like, hey, let's get on Skype or Zoom because we can feel each other. And so I encourage you, any of your list builders, webinars, workshops, giveaways, PDFs, bundle, checklist and planner, get them on the phone, because not only will you learn what are the needs of your ideal client, 2, you can have unbelievable data research, which no marketing agency or anybody can give that to you. 3, you're going to also be able to do what? Pivot to see where they're the best. Some people are not ideal for one-on-one. How many of you know people who, if they did one-on-one, it would be a single session once a month? I had a client who did that, and many actually, for 2 years. How many of you know people who are ideal for your 3-month, or better for a group, or better for a membership? So this is when you're really tapping into your buyer avatar. Summit giveaway, I always had a page. I actually have 3 different pages to date with a Summit giveaway download pack. And this was just between video and a recipe guide and all this really cool stuff. Webinars, of course, workshops. These are all different ways for you to build your list. So where do you list build? YouTube. Do a video on 5 ways to balance your hormones, 5 ways to detox your body, how to do a digital detox, so look at the opt-in freebies we have and think of what can be on YouTube. Also, workshops. This is how you build authority. How many of you agree, drop a 4 wherever you're seeing this? It's not your certification or you saying, I do XYZ that makes you an expert. It's you showing up with high value content, educational information that nobody else is sharing because it's your own journey. And also high value list builders that can help somebody to solve a problem, which then converts into them wanting to hire you, or wanting to talk with you, wanting to find out how they can have what you have now. IGTV, Facebook groups. This is where you promote for free because YouTube is free, LinkedIn is free, IGTV, Facebook groups. And of course, the nice thing is for those that you can't do promotional, you can share a blog post. You could even do a live into there, and you just have to get over yourself, because when I talk about showing up, we all have fear, but you have to think of the person suffering with the same issues that you suffered. I know offhand 50 symptoms, 50 problems, 50 fears, and I can step in a second to that person's shoes, whether it was me or somebody else. Offline workshops, brick and mortar, I love that. Health food stores, juice shops. My favorite is I did how to make protein balls. I did that at Flywheel. I did that at a juice shop. How to make vegan ice cream with essential oils. Many of you do network marketing. So you want to think of your list building strategy, not just as put up this list builder and I don't know why it's converting. How many of you have had that? Or you've even paid, you've boosted, you've done everything and it's not converting. The message is not clear. And it's not clear. You need it to be so clear that even a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old could say, oh, wow, this could help me. It needs to be that clear. You cannot have someone say, oh, download this thyroid freebie. Somebody might not even know they have that issue. Somebody might not even know that they have gut issues. Somebody might be looking for what? More like infused waters for weight loss, or the very foods to help you, to help you get off of sugar. You want to start looking at even the programs, and that's why in our programs we have freebies, handouts. You can even have a handout from like the Sugar Repair or any of the other programs that have a plethora of handouts, and use that. Even the Thriving with Hashimoto's workshop, or estrogen dominance, or the menopause and perimenopause. Those are handouts. That can be an opt-in freebie or a quiz. Podcasts. How many times have you either been on a podcast or you've seen somebody on a podcast and they offer something free? This is where list building happens. For free. Because that podcast is free for you. Summit, same thing. JV partnerships. Hey, can I come into your salon? I would love to host a workshop on anti-aging. You have the freebie, especially this season's freebie of anti-aging smoothies with a myriad of different benefits, plus articles so that you have the blogs. Giveaways. I love doing giveaways. I love doing a holiday giveaway. Anytime there is a holiday, optimize on it. Optimize in December, do a giveaway. That was some of my best list building. Do a giveaway in months where people are more away and you're not running a program like August. So you what? Build your list and then retarget them if you're doing Facebook ads, or reach out to them after. Hey, I see that you had downloaded, that you had signed up for this 5-day sugar challenge. Or I see that you downloaded my CBD oil guide. I would love to talk to you. I have this program coming up about mindset and how to de-stress using these natural tools. Think about what you can implement as far as opt-in freebies. Because summer is a huge list building time and a time for non-committal, because making money in the summer is also going in between holidays, but also things that people want. In the US, Memorial Day is coming. Who doesn't want to what? Lose weight, get their beach body. So maybe you're like, oh my God, I love the 21-day new you, or I love the brand new skin detox, because so many of my clients are dealing with skin issues, digestive issues. Or maybe you want to look at the 3-month Eat with Intention program, because you know that you're going to launch that in fall. And you don't want to rush and get yourself into adrenal fatigue. So summer for me is about planning. I run 7-day programs left and right. Maybe you want to look at the Raw program, the 7-day easy weight loss, the detox, the brand new skin detox, because it's an optional 7-day or 14. And we all know skin issues don't resolve just in 7 days. But what happens is our clients have these major aha moments. Also, I loved make and takes, cooking classes. Summer was my time where I would say, hey, who wants to come over? And I'm going to do an entire 3-hour class. And I would just give the program and charge 3 hours. We would cook. I would say, who wants to host at their house? 97 times 15, 1,455. Calculators don't lie. No online marketing. You're reaching out. You can even do this locally. I had another coach who found me in B school. And she said, my girlfriend just asked me if we can do like a Sunday health day. She took a program and for the entire month themed that program, and they met twice. She charged $297 and she had 15 friends. $4,455. She sent them a Dropbox. This is actually a few of my list builders that were on my website, not to mention the 15 others that were in MailChimp that were under every social media post. So I did a bundle. You will see there was one on 7 steps to better digestion, 72-hour mini detox, and there was one on essential oils because at the time I was building my essential oil business. On another page, on my blog page, I had 3-day juice cleanse. So I had a free tool page. But I wanted people to see the different pillars of my business. And also to spark interest. I'm a bundle girl. If you are a bundle, if you love a deal, drop a 5 because who doesn't love a deal? So that's why I do love, for those of you in advanced marketing, tripwires and all that fun stuff. But the tripwire, remember, has to be valuable. Like our clean eating transition kit. It's a great tripwire. Lead them into a 3-month program. Lead them into your one-on-one. Lead them into a 30-day. Lead them into a 60. And remember, the big key with summer, guys, is this. June, you can launch a program in the beginning. Easy. I did actually a 30-day program for women in June, which was called Sisterhood Wellness. And it was an online retreat for women to put themselves first, because in Chinese medicine, summer is all about coming back to the heart and the soul. And the reason also that there's some dysbiosis and skin issues is that it's also the small intestine. So it's like everything heats up, the small intestine goes, woo! But it's really about like coming back to what we want, what we desire. And I have many clients who do 1-day retreats. It's a perfect time. So I want you to think about, what do you need? You can do a 1-day retreat with a detox like JJ used to do. You can do a 3-hour, I did actually a half a day VIP retreat, and I rented a space for $600. I charged $297. And I had 15 women, $4,455 minus $600 for the space, minus $200 for the food. I made $3,655. So what happens when we don't have a plan? We feel overwhelmed, we feel defeated, we think our list building strategies aren't working, but really we just haven't sat down and strategically planned them out. And so we try to go to the next thing. And the next thing, and the next thing. This is the basic. You will see this even on our site at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. And I encourage you, for anyone to go check out right now. We will be looking at the programs, but this is the basis of what I feel. Starting, you need a great freebie, multiple freebies leading. And that's why I would say to people, if you're like me, an autoimmune warrior, raise your hand. If you are, my journey was not just one program. I find often when there's coaches who don't have autoimmune, there is like a signature program, or maybe you're mapping out your membership to have like the hero journey. And that's why we have our brand new Done For You membership copy. We also have Done For You podcast to build authority. So list building isn't just you putting something out there. Maybe you're starting a podcast and you have felt like halted. Bottom line is, you need to have that signature sequence that leads to a gateway program or your one-on-one. For an existing coach, and you understand, you feel comfortable with marketing, there's this next step of having these multiple different kinds of freebies to feed into your buyer avatar. That could lead to a tripwire. That could lead to a gateway program. It could lead to a masterclass like Nicole Jardim does with her Hormone masterclasses. The same can be done. Hormone. Intermittent fasting, which is actually one of the freebies in our skin detox, which everyone is asked about. This could also lead to any of the freebies like the 3-day or the 5-day thyroid or the 5-day clean eating, which everyone loves. And then what? Leading them to your main win, your main goal, one-on-one coaching, VIP days, upsells, groups, extended programs, masteries. I have so many clients that I've helped to create what I call a really healthy system. A low cost, non-committal program, 14 to 21 days. That could be our detox. That could be our paleo if you're in the gut. That could be even one of our brand new 10-day detox with omnivore and vegetarian options, leading to your longer, or a detox, leading to a 3-month mastery. I have a client doing that right now, and we've done this for 2 years. And because we created this system, and many of you heard me speak about Megan Rand, she's very similar. It allows you to not be in launch mode every second. Or I think of one of my clients, Amy Hill Ramsey. I encourage you to go check out her site at The Fit Soul. She took many of our different opt-in freebies and made challenges, leads them to a one-on-one, leads them to her fitness app, leads them to her group membership, leads them also to her one-on-one and group coaching online, because her goal was to leave brick and mortar. This is pretty much it. Opt-in, a video series or opt-in page with case studies leading to a masterclass, strategy session, signature strategy sessions, meaning signature maybe single, like 60-minute, like, hey, for only X amount of money, you get this 60-minute sequence, this 60-minute session. And then that leads to what? Your bigger wins. Our summer bonuses are really awesome. We have anti-aging smoothies with some information. You get articles and you get all of this social media when you buy. Plus, you get access to our free course launch in 30 days with all these materials and videos. And all you have to do is go to yourhealthcoachbiz.com for niche programs, workshops, list building. We have the done for you sales pages, the done for you weight loss funnel. We have so much. And let me just stop sharing for 1 second so I can pull up. One of, yep, there we go. Give me a second while I share my screen, and I also want to show you that we've structured this in a different way. So if you go to the shop area, you're going to actually see, oops, sorry. You're going to actually be able to see that you can click on niche specific, your niche specific, like desire. So if I go to anti-aging, it's going to tell you all of the signature programs that fall into anti-aging, all of the ones that fall into autoimmune, weight loss, sugar, mindset, hormones, gut health. And I would say just to make sure we have also, of course, right here, done for you workshops, hormones. We have our estrogen dominance. We have our brand new Thriving with Hashimoto's. And you can actually see how beautiful this is when you go to learn more. And it takes you right to the sales page. We still, though, of course, have our drop down right here, where if you just hover over, you will see that our brand new ones, for example, like, oops, Eat with Intention, and you will see right here it lands you on the sales page. And all you have to do is just watch the sneak peek, and you will be able to see. This can also be module based, which is great for a membership. Are there membership great ones? Or 6-month Retune Your Hormones, Mindset Makeover, Reboot, a 4-month reboot. Let me just take a few questions first. Someone's asking, what is the difference between the blog and the newsletter package? So the newsletter, what we did is we had some of our editors write it in the I perspective. I personally feel any blog or newsletter can be flipped around, because the biggest thing about a newsletter is I feel like there's more of a personal story, and adding in something that you feel is more like, yeah, personal. Like when I would write about, hey, and I landed so many clients doing this because I would say, oh my God, you know, subject line, my probiotic stopped working, which it did. And I was noticing that I had like 3 pounds of inflammation, edema, you know, just swollen fingers. And when I infused that personal story and like, this is what happened, this is what I wish I would have done. And I, at the end, said, hit reply. I got 6 clients from that. Because again, I was sharing something that was different. I didn't just talk about weight loss in the traditional way. So I encourage you with any done for you content, newsletters, emails, list building strategies, anything, programs, be different, be yourself. Don't be afraid to share your story, because it is in the authentic message. And I don't mean share like, your Debbie Downer story without a solution. Conversion happens when you share something that is a problem that you witnessed, experienced. Those are 2 things, witness or experience. Many of you witnessed somebody in your family have a heart attack, cancer, diabetes, and that is what propelled you to embark on this wellness coaching journey, or to start this business, or to want to leave your 9 to 5 and not make this just a hobby because you witnessed it. So always share that big brand vision. I started this wellness business because I was so sad watching, my children get born with heavy metals, dysbiosis, candida, strep, and a myriad of other things that were affecting them, because I didn't want them to end up like myself or my Grammys dying at the age of 3 for me. I wanted them to have a different, so it's like sharing really your brand story and not just depending on the opt-in freebie to build itself. We have the slides available. No, actually, we don't provide the slides. We just have the actual webinar. If you are looking for more slides and step-by-step, I encourage you to look at our membership right here, because this is a kind of information, as well as downloads and PDFs and templates that we also have in our membership. So I hope that's okay. Okay, answered live. Somebody's asking, do you recommend doing front-end memberships and share all this great info every year, or do membership to weight and drop-in clients into a high-ticket program? I think that's different for everyone. What I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to stop sharing just even on the site, and I'm going to show you the drop boxes, because at the end of the day, you really want to see the content that we're providing and make sure that it's the right fit for you. And if it's, if you're concerned, like, is this a right fit for me? I encourage you to reach out. I get on the phone with anybody. I will get on Zoom or Skype so that you can make sure that you actually have the right program. So that's a great question. We talk about that actually in our Done For You membership package. But for example, let's just even look at Eat with Intention. And I'll just explain to you like a few different strategies. Is that one, you can take a program like this. So let's just look like the 3 guides and the modules. You have the guide, you have everything that you need here to what? To teach, to educate. Like here even is like the food mood worksheet, the recap, the action steps, like ditching the diet. So when you're thinking about like your hero journey, and that's why in our Done For You membership copy, we actually have a guide that talks about like what is the hero journey, stage 0 to 5. And too often what somebody will do is, I'm all about beta testing and making it inexpensive, meaning doing it in Teachable or even Facebook, keeping it really super simple. And we've had coaches in our paid forums talk about this where they're like, wow, we tested this out. Please test it out before you go and invest. I always say test before you invest. So like, for example, if this is your niche, you would of course be like, wow, what is the step in a membership? If this is the end goal, so reverse engineer backwards. If this is the end goal for my membership, for somebody to eat with intuition, to tap into soul, to be able to say, am I emotionally hungry? Am I physically, what is right for me? Or again, this could be the 3-month mindset makeover, or this could be the Restore Your Gut program. Any membership, or like, the sugar repair, because even though it's 6 weeks, there are 6 modules. You can then go and take a module and say, okay, so if end stage 5 is somebody tapping into intuition and understanding that, what's stage 1? Ground 0 is the problem. We're in the problem mode. And for many of you who are mindset coaches or coaches that work with a lot of the core fundamental issues, the root issues, and how many of you are there? I know, I was one. I always realized that even though I knew I had to take them to graduation stage 4, stage 5, where were they at stage 0? Stage 0 was, Rachel, oh my God, just tell me the food. Just tell me what I should eat. It was franticness, because we're at stage 0. We're at ground 0. Mindset is the first thing that we always, you are so right on, Melissa, that we want to take our clients. But how many of you know that the client can't go to stage 1 or 2 unless they start to feel good? How many of you believe that? So when I think of a membership and I think of like taking somebody through, I think of first like, let's get you feeling good with what you want. Because I talk to hundreds of coaches. I put my phone number in the email, even in the replay, you're going to have my phone number. Because they say, Rachel, you were right. I know my client needs to be here, but like they're so focused on the food. They want to feel better. Well, yeah, that's why we don't sell ourselves. We don't sell, I used to say, am I selling my soul to the devil by focusing on weight loss? No. What I'm doing is allowing for a profitable business and backdooring what I know people want and desire. Because how many of our clients, they're like, I want weight loss. I want my hormones to get better. I want to sleep better. I want my skin better. I don't want to age. It's the stuff that, and we're like, but you have to change your mindset. And I went through this myself. I was like, oh no, it's the food. It's the food. No, it was changing my mindset. Every program that I created, Mindset Makeover, the adrenal program, the thyroid program, and we co-collaborate with writers, because I will hire a hormone writer, my moderator, and a very good friend and an autoimmune warrior. She wrote the 3-month Eating with Intention. and the skin detox, because we both talked about, you know, how important it is to have programs that are written also by coaches who totally get where you're going and what your clients need. When I wrote the thyroid, I hired a functional medicine practitioner from FDN. And I said, I need you to write this with me because this is so important. I was misdiagnosed for years. This year was the first year, finally, I found a doctor that said, wow, you are at like ground zero. So we always want to think, maybe somebody doesn't know they have thyroid issues. Maybe somebody doesn't know they have gut issues. So how do we backdoor the message? So we take them into, you know, their life, the stress, the food, the getting clear on where they want to go. And then our job is to take them there, to lead them to the water. Sometimes it's even non-committal programs. This is a 21-day program. Metabolism, all the things people want to hear. Blood sugar, because I truly also believe it wasn't until I balanced my blood sugar that I came out of fogginess. And where maybe it's a non-committal program, like, you know, even what we were talking about with the detox. And I just want to even show you like the skin detox on how beautiful it is. This can be run as a 7-day. This could be run as a 14-day program. And we did that because in the summer, it's a little different. You know, some people are overwhelmed or some people are the opposite. But the thing is, detoxing is not just about what? The body. It's about our goals. It's about what we desire. It's about understanding that so many of these toxins rob us. So we have what? Hormonal issues. We have all these issues. So when you're thinking about not symptom chasing and going after the root cause, of course we know it's mindset. And for many of us, it's metaphysical and emotional and karmic. But our clients need what? They need to understand their baseline. They need to recognize the problem, because how many of our clients are so deep in the problem that we can't even see the end result. So when you're thinking about creating a membership, you can look at the programs and you can say, yeah, you could charge it quarterly. You could charge it monthly. Lisa Consiglio does actually a 4-season detox, but she also combines it with empowerment, mindset, cleaning, recipes. And so when you think about taking the programs, which anybody can, is that you can say, wow, is it something that I want to do as far as, starting my membership, even with like a clean eating kit. And that's why we created these kind of materials for people who are like, oh my God, I just want to clean eat. This is what I want to do. But here's an entire recipe guide that could be even put in the membership as like a founder's. Or you could say, you know what? I really want to build out my membership based on hormones. Or it doesn't even have to be a membership. It could be a course. Because when you see the hormone program and you see these modules, that could be a membership, that could be a course, that could be a mastery program that ends with a retreat. This could be a high-end ticket program. Because for many people, when I think about our AIP program, Candida, gut, adrenal, hormone, and you have these real niche specific where we hire, coaches who specialize in that area. As you know, unless you're doing it like Megan Rand and you're doing testing and you're giving a personalized, a personalized program, this is more what I call in the general. Doesn't mean that this is general, because you have a guide and that goes with a PowerPoint, and this is all about liver detoxification. glutathione. So when I think about taking people through this process, it's a big one. Meaning it's your job to not spend so much time feeling overwhelmed, but to really sit back, especially in the summer, and say, what do I want to be known for? What do I need to teach? What are the problems people are facing? What did I face? And the subcategory of that is, are you really in acceptance of your journey? Because when you enter the acceptance of your journey, and this is the work we have to do, we then are able to what? Forgive ourselves. Let go of the struggle, the fears, and show up in the most authentic way that your list building strategies will trump whatever algorithms are happening, because it comes from soul. It comes from your gut. Okay, so somebody's saying, I focus on preventing cancer, which detox is my main thing, but hormones are a big part of my focus with the detox that you're showing now. Now, two things, guys, for many of you who are doing hormone detoxes, we will always sell past seasons. So hormone, whenever I think of hormone detox, I think of spring, because that's huge on the liver. The big thing also about the skin detox, and I'll even show you just the recipes for the skin detox, is that you want to always say, what is the goal? So when I think about, and again, we're not making claims. We don't do that unless, of course, I still even think even if you're a doctor or anybody, the last thing you want to do is make a claim, because that just puts a bullet on your back. And especially, please, coaches, we don't want to mess it up for each other. We want to really come and have simple strategies for people. We want to have simple strategies for people who are coming to us to have answers. So when I think about what leads to cancer, per the research, again, FDA disclaimer, per the research, this is one, gain off sugar. Two, estrogen dominance is a huge thing. So remember, we are here to educate and empower, not make a claim. We can say, no, look, I witnessed this. I know people struggling with this. I can't tell you, I had a friend who I just found out actually like 2 weeks ago, she died of cancer. She went through 30 chemo treatments. She left behind 3 children, and I went to school with her. And I can't even imagine what she what she dealt with, let alone the babies that she left behind. This is something that is, robbing many of us blind, because we live in a toxic world. Genes load the gun, environment pulls the trigger. And the toxic load for each one of you, I would always say when I was teaching with Rachel's Wellness, when did your trash can spill over? For some, it happens in utero. For some, it happens at the best time in her life, the wedding, or it's a stressful time. You lose your, you go into bankruptcy, or but something spilled it over. So when I think about this, everything has to do with hydration. This has to do with hormone-rich foods, hydration, foods for digestive health. So it depends on your approach. And this is the thing about figuring a signature program. If you are looking at low sugar, this maybe not be the best ideal. So you want to look at the 10-day sugar detox. If you believe in a raw approach, then you want to look at the 7-day raw lifestyle. If you want to buy our spring detox, or maybe you're in Australia, New Zealand, love all you guys. We have every season possible. So please just reach out to us. Many of us are witnessing what I call the demise. We're seeing autoimmune is just standard. Fibromyalgia, lupus, autism, spectrum-related issues, anxiety, spiritual disease. And that's why it's time for us to get out of our own way, as I always say. This is a beautiful program. We added for the omnivore guide how to make salmon, how to make chicken, but this is a vegan recipe guide because we just felt in the summer it is so important to give the digestion a break. Doesn't mean that I don't think, per Anne-Louise Gittleman, my good friend and an advocate of our programs, she does a summer detox eating with the seasons, and she includes seasonal summer-based proteins. So if that is what you want, that's why we included those. But there are tons of amazing recipes in here. So I just want to take a few questions first, so we can really get down to business. If I was, and let me just go at the questions first. Okay. So we talked about the difference between the newsletter package for a health coach just starting out building their business. What would you suggest as affordable, usable program to be a good start? I love the clean eating program. Everyone loves that. If you are looking to work with people both like vegetarian and omnivore, I would look at the New You 21-day program. I think that it's a beautiful way to kill many birds with one stone: weight loss, metabolism. And you can also, again, guys, it isn't, I mean, it is the program, but it's you messaging. It's being like, what really works for me as far as the niche that I work with? Is this a niche that I work with that is in their 40s, 50s, and 60s? Is it new moms? So I love those programs. I feel like they give a huge bang for the buck. You have opt-in freebies. You have pre-marketing sequences. You have workshops or webinars. That would be my gut feeling. New You 21-day or the Clean Eating 21-day Clean Eating program. That's omnivore only. So if you are doing, both, I would look at that, or maybe like the 10-day sugar detox gives you great value for that. And also maybe think about joining our membership, because we give a lot of templates and content. But again, if you're a new coach and you want to get on the phone with me, guys, I'm more than happy to. Please Zoom. We'll figure it out, and we will pick based on your story and what you want to be known for, what is the right and one that can be used, what is the right program or content, and ones that can be used in multiple ways. Somebody's asking, how do you recommend that we market programs if we are new health coaches with small Facebook pages and groups? Well, we all started that way, me included. I didn't have a list. So I love doing shorter programs, unless you are really thinking about building out your one-on-one. But any of our programs can be used in an online or group or course. But I built out my one-on-one so that I would have higher conversions. For example, my low non-committal was a 60-minute session. And I realized, and I adopted that after I struggled with converting to 6-month programs. And I truly feel still to this day, the 60-minute saved my tuchus. And also Brendan Burchard, who we know and many of us love and know, he teaches his high ticket coaches, who teach his platform to do a 60-minute, because that is a gateway too. So I always love looking at a 7, 14, or 21-day program. I'd say 7, 14 as a 60-minute, because you then what? You're giving a program. Same thing with a shopping tour. Paid shopping tour I did always for $77. $77 times 10 people, $770. And I would, of course, pitch to the health food store. Can I come in here and, do this? It's a win-win. I'm going to promote you, everything. And it was just a great way. Bear with me. was a great way to make sure that that was being like promoted in a really good, healthy way. And then I was also converting. Same thing for my 60-minute. Then I had like the next level, which was a 1 month or a 2 months. So I think the biggest is to think about how you can use one program if you want to really be cost effective in your 60-minute or your 1 month or your 2 months or a 3 month, but also have that as a group. But again, I'm planning to advertise on Facebook. No, it can get expensive 100% on Facebook. What I did, and this is a strategy for any new coach, is you want to get a program, you want to give it to your 5 to 10 best friends. Say, hey, can I get in return a testimonial from you? Maybe you know some influencers that could be locally, brick and mortar, or that could be people online. Give your program and say to them, hey, I just want to see how this is. Any feedback, or run what we call a beta, like announce, hey, I'm doing a brand new program. I'm so excited. I'm launching my business in the first 2 weeks, or for the first 21 days of June, we're going to get our beach body, yada, yada, yada. Or, hey, can you, join me for this 7-day, join me for this 10-day. I'm doing a low cost price. Do it at like a beta price and keep it simple. That's what you will see me talk about in the 30 days to launch. And you will also see me talking about this in our paid forums constantly. You can throw all the materials in Facebook into a group. Keep it simple. That 10-day detox, say you're like, oh my God, guys, for only $77. Make the goal 30 people. That's 2,310. Make the goal, set your goals, and step out of fear and into action. Put your ego to the side, because we all have one, healthy or not healthy, and we've just got to get out of our own way. Somebody's saying, how many freebies would you offer at once? Well, it depends about the freebies. I like to have a signature bundle on the front of a site. Some people love a quiz and assessment like Marie Marlowe. I think that's great. But even Marie Marlowe with her quiz, you could have that quiz leading to a hormone freebie or a digestive health or anything, because it's what? It's interaction. Plus, for those of you in tag-based, like Infusionsoft, Ontraport, Aweber, MailChimp Now, Active Campaign, that quiz can then tag based on those answering of the questions. You can also keep it simple. Simple means like you could ask questions on a Jot forum, a Google forum, so much stuff, guys, and launch your business. Stop sitting in the tech overwhelm. We didn't have all those platforms. Hint, guess what? I couldn't even get a PayPal button, so I used Eventbrite. And I used that for many years. And guess what? Gary Vaynerchuk still does, because Eventbrite and Google have a great relationship. Somebody saying, I've only coached 4 people. Can I do group programs? Do I need to wait? I think that's different for everyone. I love that question, Lillian. It's so great to meet you. I was petrified to do group programs. I think for a lot of people, one-on-one is not cost effective for them. And so they like group programs. And I would always do, hint, hint, guys, bring your best friend for free, or treat your mom because it's, it's Mother's Day month. Or, hey, bring your husband. It's Father's Day. You want to optimize. That's marketing. A lot of people don't talk about that. They're just like, buy a program, build a program, create a course. But what sells is what? You, who you are, what you're talking about, and making sure that, I'm just seeing if this is still going. What you're talking about, and making sure that you are what? feeding to the very people their needs, their wants, and also making them feel like they're really special and they have a deal. So I want you to kind of think about that. Anything can be possible. Anything. It's just sitting there and thinking about the marketing, planning it. Jess Royston, who is one of my moderators and one of my besties too. Many of the coaches I talk about, these are coaches, Carrie Adams, Jess Royston, JJ Muniz, Sarah Lawrence, any of them, and you will see them. These are coaches that didn't do paid ads. But what they did, and Cece Weiss, who you will see me talk about a lot, and you will see a testimonial of her showing the exact breakdown of how she made $7,000 as a coach, brand new out of Precision Nutrition. What they did right, what I did right, was I talked about my life daily. So that it wasn't like, why is Rach like promoting a detox? Well, I talked about that daily. I talked about why. I talked about why it was important. I talked about the things that I did. I did skin brushing videos. I talked about contrast showering. I talked about my daily habits. Think about your daily habits. Reverse engineer into what are your 3 signature workshops? What are your signature opt-in freebies? I mean, just hold on, guys. Just need to plug this in. Think about your signature freebies. Think about the things that you do, because guess what? If you buy something and you don't do it, like when I hear people say, oh, I bought the ketogenic program. Well, we have a gorgeous ketogenic program. And it's not just your typical one. I was like, I am not doing that. I wanted one that involved greens, because we need that for what? Our health, for our liver health, for hormone health, or glutathione production. But people would say, well, I didn't sell it. And I said, well, you never did it. For me, I was put on ketogenic, and I love the work of Terry Walls. I love the work of Chris Kressler, Dr. Axe. But I was put on that because of my autoimmune and my blood sugar imbalances that had happened from being hypoglycemic for many years. But it's also great, even if you don't use the word ketogenic, for people who need an autoimmune reset. So it's actually sitting there, and that's why I encourage you to contact me so that you don't do what? Waste money, make the mistake, stand in your own way, and you find out what you really need. Everyone's going to get a replay 100% when we close out the webinar. I will be sending the replay, of course, to everyone. And that will include a bonus code that you will have. So please check your email. I'm going to just show Revitalize because somebody was asking. And any other questions? Somebody's let me just show this. Revitalize is actually one of the programs. I would say when I think about like pillars of health, I think Reboot, the 4-month Reboot, I think Revitalize. It's a 28-day program that really talks about like these 4 pillars, these weekly ebooks, and you will see. So if you're a mindset coach, please, when you go to your Health Coach Biz, click on the shop page and it will take you to every mindset program. Anything can be changed, guys. And I think that's where I see a lot of coaches like struggle, is that if what Carrie Adams is, she bought the 3-month mindset makeover and turned her membership into a running membership. JJ would have the programs and she turned it into like Get Off Sugar. Any program, even our 14-day paleo grain-free program, she called that a 2-week sugar detox. Any program can be changed. The recipes are recipes. They cost, the cost of the recipes for some of the low-cost programs are 4 times the price, 5 times the price, because the average to have non-committal, copyright-free recipes is a lot. So, if you have clients that are wanting to lose weight and you believe that they need to be low sugar, I wouldn't then do Revitalize, because Revitalize for me is more of, when I think of my clients, it was like a family program. I would look and then decide what you need to achieve the goal that you want your clients to have. Somebody saying, well, they get a replay. Yes. Can I talk about Revitalize? We try to not have any of our programs redundant. We've had coaches, doctors, chiropractors, acupuncturists, functional medicine practitioners who love to take some of our programs and include testing, which is such a win-win. Many of you who are in network marketing, I have worked with people in doTERRA. We have our doTERRA essential oil programs. We also have our universal oil programs, but I've also helped people with Asana, Beachbody, Isogenics, Amari, Modera, anything to infuse on the back soft sell side, your network marketing product. Somebody is saying a paid 60-minute. I encourage, when you have a 60-minute discovery session, this is just what I learned after almost quitting 1 million times in year 2. After 60 minutes, there's no reason to really hire you. Have a 20 or 30-minute strategy session, a discovery session, and get real clear problems. What are they facing and what do they say? The strategy that I used, and I learned this just in sales in general, but also in my many years of commercial real estate and the intense, sales training that they would do with us, you have to listen. And this is what Ryan Deiss talks about. And when Scott and I, my husband, were at GrowthCon, we listened to Ryan Deiss, who I've loved always. Please, guys, if you don't know marketing, buy Ryan Deiss, buy any of his books, Invisible Selling Machine, even Grant Cardone, who you may not like him, but it's important to marry your empath or your introverted or your soulful or your soul-based coaching in your heart and what you feel with also sales. And that's a really important thing that, we don't often talk about, is how to marry the two. When you marry the two, you have a money-making machine based on soul and based on helping people. That's really important. So when you're thinking about your 60-minute paid session, 20 minutes is enough to listen and hear. And when people would say, how is your conversion higher than 85% on every sales call? If they didn't have money, I led them to what? My down sells, my group programs, my do-it-yourself, which I had a detox, 2-week paleo, and a 60-day that involved 4 sessions with me. I would feed them there because they could still get help. They could still get support. And that's when you think about not just your list building buyer avatars, but what are the different parts of your business. And for those of you who downloaded the workbook, how to make 60, how to make 80, how to make 100K, you'll see that, because I talk about that in there, that you shouldn't ever leave money on the table or not being able to help somebody. And so each of you are going to have a different signature business. Getting back to the paid 60-minute, you've given the shopping center away for free. It's just my personal opinion. Because what happens is once you've gone past that time, what are they going to get? But if you sit there and you take notes and you're listening, and you may have a weight loss program, but all they've talked about is, oh my God, I'm addicted to sugar and I can't handle it and I feel like all I'm eating is carbs. And then you're able to, on that call, say, you know what, I do have a program for you and we can address that. And that's where I feel like a lot of coaches are failing. They're like, I have this paleo program, or I have this low carb program, or I have this. No, you have a program that you want to what? Backdoor the message. The thing that we do with Done For You programs is we do make them niche specific, meaning I got on the phone with somebody from Australia, no, Zoom, Skype with somebody from Australia the other day. And she emailed me, she found me on Skype, and she said, I'm about to buy the 3-month mindset makeover, which, is a higher cost program than even the 60-day weight loss. And she said, and this is who my target market is. So I immediately Skyped her back and said, listen, I don't think that is the ideal program for you, because you're saying that you have moms who they only want weight loss, but you want to backdoor the message of mindset, goal setting, de-stressing, all this. That is more addressed in the weight loss because that's what they want, and you're going to backdoor the message. We hopped on Skype really fast. We looked at the 2 programs, and she said, thank you so much, Rachel. People told me you were like this, and they said that you would get on and tell me exactly what is the right program. And you're even telling me to get a less cost program. And I was like, yes, because it's right for your target audience. So to answer, anybody, I'm happy to do that. 2 is that we try to not make anything redundant, because we've had coaches who have bought from us only since 2013 when I started doing this, because one coach said to me, oh my goodness, how are you making your business work? And I said, it's because I created a program. People want a step-by-step. I know we think that we can say to people, here, do this. This would be really helpful. But think about if you're scared. Put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's emotionally eating, binge eating, stressed. They've got gut issues. They're scared. They're overwhelmed. Do you want a step-by-step plan? Yeah, most often we do. And so again, we're not making a claim. We're not stepping into the role and the shoes of a registered dietitian and nutritionist. We are educating, empowering, informing, so that our client, as my mentor and the person who I went to detox school to see and meet, Dr. Morse, he would always say, we're just way showers. We're just showing people back the way to what? It's really to their intuition. It's to their soul. But it takes us showing up and sharing the problem, the solution, the steps we take, hence the hero journey, whether you're running a detox to a 3-month program, a non-committal program to a longer, your work with me, it's a journey. Somebody for the 60-minute is good for the 60-minute, but the person who needs the 2-month or the longer, it's of course what? You're including different things, which is where the programs come in, because when you go to buy a car, are you buying basic or sports model? It's very different things than what's included. Or are you getting a customized package? It's the same with your work with me. There's no difference between that. You need, the problems, the solutions, have clarity on your offerings, and make sure that they are cohesive. Somebody saying, I purchased the hormone workshop. What other freebies or programs we recommend to include? So for example, let's just funnel hack. If you have a workshop that you're doing face-to-face, that could be free, that could lead them to, if you want a 4-month in your work with me, but if we're thinking like summer, that could lead to a new you, or that could lead to the 5-day thyroid. That could also lead to the thyroid program. That could lead to, even if you were like, hey, I'm going to kick off a membership, that could lead to the 6-month hormone. That could also lead to the paleo program, because it really depends on your philosophy of eating. I know a lot of hormone specialists who believe that you need to start grain-free. I know some other who believe more that it needs to be get off sugar, that sugar repair. Maybe you want to lead them to a 10-day detox, which we have. I think if you want to really sit there and plan it out, more than happy to get on the phone and what I often do is we'll plan out the whole funnel, whether you want to buy that right away or whether you want to take baby steps. Somebody's asking about the CBD oil. My amazing CBD oil expert, not only did she create the opt-in freebie for the CBD oil, but she also helped to create the CBD oil workshop. Very in depth. She has a biology. She was a biology major, health coach, functional medicine, functional nutrition, chakra-based, heart-based, everything. And so the CBD oil workshop is very detailed and very in-depth. And you could combine both of those to be a masterclass, almost like Nicole Jardine. Let me just show a quick example because I am a huge advocate of showing examples, especially because we're all visual-based people. So just look, for example, here. Now, I love Nicole Jardine. Actually, one of her mentees wrote with us the 6-month hormone. So I can say that we definitely have high-quality people working with us. So see right here, fix your birth control protocol. This could be the 5-day thyroid match with the Hashimoto, Thriving with Hashimoto workshop. Or this could be like the 5-day thyroid mixed with estrogen dominance and selling it for $67. You could also do this live. You could also do this as a webinar. You could also lead this to a higher, longer program, such as Eat with Intention, or the adrenal program, the thyroid program, or the 6-week sugar repair. I think the biggest thing is there's 2 factors right now that we're dealing with. How to make money in the summer, and then are you setting yourself up for fall? Because some of these longer programs are going to take you longer to edit, and you don't want to be rushed. See how also she has Fix Your Blood Sugar Protocol, $37. Fix Your Period 5-day cleanse. Why is she doing this at a lower cost price? This is an entry point in an online manner. This could also be done live, and then you turn it evergreen. This could also be done offline, online, any of these, but think how amazing this is. Wow. You could have the CBD oil workshop combined with the freebie and charge it $67 and have a goal, or let's say $57, and have a goal of selling 5 per month. That's 285 times 12, make 3,420. You have to think of your wellness business as a business, as an entrepreneur. And that's why I always bring out a calculator, and I always say you have to set your financial goals based on how many strategy sessions converting to what, how many opt-in freebies do you have, list building. This becomes really you planning your business. What workshop or what webinar leads to where? What do you have on your 3-tier work with me or 2-tier that is a better conversion, so that you know you're closing your conversions? And how are you getting to be seen as an expert and be known? And that, I think, is the biggie. People don't just land on your site. Even if you pay huge SEO, they land on your site because they've Googled, they found something on Pinterest, like a really cool image, like the ones that we have on our programs when you go to your healthcoachbiz.com. And they say, wow, this is like really amazing. Or they see a live that you've done, or they've opted into something and it leads them down a path into one of your options. So let me just answer one more question. Again, feel free to... somebody's saying Revitalize was the first program I ever bought. I remember I launched that at a gym. That's the other thing, guys, is that I launched so many in collaboration at gyms, brick and mortar. Gyms were a big thing. I did a mom's group that lasted 3.5 years. There is no excuse. no excuse to make money. There's no excuse. There's just no excuse. If there is, it's often because we're not getting out of our own way and we feel overwhelmed and we don't know what step to take, and we waste time futzing around on Facebook, spending too much time in areas that are not converting, instead of getting out there and really honing in on exactly what we want to teach and why. So the other thing is, if you need to get on a phone call with me tomorrow, a Zoom, anything, for those of you who are speaking to me on Monday, awesome. If you need to get in touch with me during the weekend, you can find me on personal message on Facebook. 2, you can drop a question in at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. I will answer it. 3, you can reach out in one of our Facebook groups and tag at Rachel Feldman. 4, you can send me a message via rachelafeldman.com, which is my other site, and that email will come to me. The next one, I forget what number I'm on. You can call me, because in the replay, it's going to have my phone number. I'm here to help you. I'm not like other business mentors or serial content creators. I was a coach, so I really know what it takes. And I also know that not everyone, and I didn't have the money to have a team. Didn't hire a virtual assistant until 3.5 years. I did it. I hacked my way. I figured it out. I created my own stuff. And the reason, and I will end with this, the sole reason we create the programs in the way, copyright free, you can edit, you can use in a myriad of different ways, brand it, is because I once bought a program in the beginning stages of my business that had a copyright. Once I downloaded it, it was not on the site. And I vowed that moment as I was crying, hysterically cried, and then paid $200 to add my logo, which I thought would take away the copyright. I decided that I would make my own program. And the programs that I created were programs that I needed, because my clients weren't all the same. Some didn't want to do detox and were petrified of that word, which is why even in our detox, we create a clean eating version. People are not physician books. People are scared. We're all scared. We're scared to build a business. We're scared to make health changes. And we're really scared when we're faced with mystery illnesses and just things we don't know how to handle. And so maybe you're like me and you are a Googleaholic, or maybe you read protocols for fun. My goal was just to try to fix myself and my family, and that's why I went to school. And what came from that was realizing that there was a lot of sickness out there, a lot of disease, and so I crafted my business to be one where it was educational constantly, because I feel that when you put the power back in the hands of the person, myself, my children, it's a game changer. And so I encourage you to let me help you. I don't do like full like business planning sessions. When we have a free strategy session about what to buy. But what I do is we will map out what I call great for a starter coach, or if you're up leveling, like, what maybe you need to add. And maybe also for many of you who are not making money, where you're missing, meaning the message. And for a lot of us, it's that we're not sharing from our soul. We're so concerned with, is somebody going to think I'm stupid or right or this? You just got to throw that out, and you got to stay in your own lane and focus on what you know you would have wanted when you were struggling, or when you witnessed your mother, your sister, your brother what you wish was there, that is what your business is about. Stop overthinking it. Be strategic, be structured, but be soulful. And that is what I will help you do. And that is what I am most known for, because I built a business ass backwards from my gut, from my heart, from my soul. And every time I deviated away from that, nothing happened. So that is why my word always is alignment and building a business, not based on what we want, but based on what we know is going to help the masses and what is going to have revolutionary change in this world. So with that being said, guys, I hope you got a lot out of list building like a boss, because that comes from here and here, but here first. The second is to build your signature business based on what you feel in your heart and what you wish really was there and what is missing in this world. Second, that's the second part. And to remember that you don't have to just depend on this person's template. The templates are the great done for you programs. And then you what? You build the tribe around you and you get the support so that you don't fall back into your own negative Nelly and say, I'm so stupid. I don't know enough. I'm not, fixed in my stuff. Well, I wasn't either. I built a business sick, suffering, in the throes of my autoimmune, and it was hell. But what I did know was this, is that I would save somebody the pain of thinking that there was one magic bullet. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist in health, doesn't exist in business, doesn't exist in life. What we are here to do is to be the way shower and to have that business be in complete alignment with what you feel in your soul. So you scream from the mountaintops, you believe it, you own it, and you will attract that person, because that energetic vibe is so much higher than any quote unquote paid Facebook ad, although they do help. But in this time of change, I'm going to tell you, you are your funnel. With that being said, it's been a pleasure to be with you guys. If you have any questions, again, go to yourhealthcoachbiz.com, drop in a question. If you need to see me, I broke down the different ways to see me. I hope you have a blessed night. Thank you all for being here. You are the ones that are going to make the difference. Please, I say that and I get chills. We are in a world of sickness. We are in a world where we've seen people, take their own lives. Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade. I still look back. People clearly feel choiceless. And so it is for us to put the choice and the empowerment back into those hands. And that is only going to happen if we rise up and we create that revolution and that safe place for people feeling like they don't have to be goddamn perfect. That was my first disease. And so I say goodbye to that. So with that being said, I love you all. My name is Rachel Feldman, health coach turned serial content creator, because I just can't stop. I refuse for my children to grow up in a world of disempowerment, and I refuse for you to feel disempowered too. I love you. Replay will be going out soon, and let me know if you have any questions. We are here to help you thrive, not just survive, thrive. All right. I love you all. Bye, guys.